that Amber made in her statement, but that her attorneys made even at closing, that this verdict is a bigger statement. It's a setback for all women who speak up against domestic violence. What do you think of that statement?
Yeah, and that message is consistent with what her lawyers tried to argue in closing arguments, that actually Depp's team had tried to file a motion and get that portion of the closing statements struck because they had tried to make this an issue that is much larger than it is. Defamation is not protected under the First Amendment. That is very clear. And so the fact that we're considering a defamation case is not really the same as considering this broader notion of the First Amendment. And in addition to that, this, making this case about the bigger issue of how this affects victims of domestic violence, that's something that Depp's lawyers argued should never have been included in closing arguments, because that opens the door to the jury looking at this in a way that's kind of like far more about their emotions and, implications that this could have, instead of actually looking at the facts and evidence, which is purely what their job is. So the fact that they're releasing this statement, I think, is sort of missing, the reality of what happened here.
Yeah, and that's a take that a lot of people certainly agree with. Let's go to Johnny Depp's statement now, which, as I said, very different tone there, of course. This is, a big victory for him, and he expresses as much in his statement.
Yeah, most definitely.